What's going on? Today, we're going to start stripping down this old hunk of crap FA20 that you saw us pull out in the last episode on this car. And now that I've got it out of the car, I'm pretty sure I know what happened. I think this cam follower was leaking oil, or cam carrier, whatever it's called on Subaru. But pretty sure this was leaking the oil, and that caused it to run out of oil and go pop. Talked to a couple guys that I work with that used to work at Subaru. They said this actually used to be a, well, I'm guessing probably still is, a pretty common issue. So, I mean, you can see there, that's a good 1/8 inch thick of gunk built up on it. So that would be my guess as to what happens. So we're gonna get this stripped down and then get the heads off to a machine shop to get them checked, make sure everything's good to go in the heads. Then obviously they'll have to be probably rebuilt, at least, you know, resealed with the new cam followers and everything. And then once we get the new motor, new short block here, we'll get everything put back together and back into this that still needs to be pulled off of jack stands, pushed outside, and pressure washed the hell out of. But we'll get to that when we get to that. We still got a little while before this is even ready to go. So, but that's what we're going to get to in this episode, is getting the motor ready. Now that we got the motor to this point, I need to get it up on the other engine stand, because K20 is still on that one, but I got the other one way over there. So I can get the header off and start stripping all the timing cover stuff off. All this stuff over here needs to go away so I can get the heads off and get that into the machine shop, get them checked out. And then I've got to redo the cam carriers and all that good stuff. So, but if everything was ordered properly, since it is my brother's car, as long as he got the motor ordered correctly, the motor should be here 3 to 6 weeks, something like that. So I need to get this going, so when it does get here, I've got everything ready. We can get it put back together and then back in there. So let's get this up on the engine stand, and then I'll start pulling all of this crap off. Yeehaw. as you saw in that time lapse there, we are pretty close to being to the point of being able to take the heads off. Obviously, I still have to get the header off, but that's, I think it's like maybe 1 or 2 bolts that's still holding it on, so it's not a big deal there. And then as you see, there is the pile of parts. So you got the chains, all the bolts for the pulleys, the crank pulley bolt, all the cam carriers are over here. Those are all going to need to be replaced. All reality, I'm probably going to try and get my brother to buy a billet timing cover because that one just looks disgusting. Hopefully these heads can actually be cleaned up pretty well at the machine shop to where they don't look disgusting and filthy like this, but we'll see what they can do with them. And then obviously I'll have to get this water pump here cleaned off unless we end up buying a new one. So for now though, I'm gonna take a little break because I gotta take my middle boy to t-ball practice, and then we'll bring you back in once I get to the point of taking the heads off. Motor teardown is complete for the most part. You still got the water pump on here, some of this stuff up top here, but I'm not going to take all this off until I have a new block here, so I can just directly swap it over, not lose any screws or where anything goes or anything like that. So it is where it is for now. But heads are off. Obviously, as you can see, I got the other one over there. There is visibly nothing wrong with this motor. So I'm not entirely sure what happened. The heads, obviously there's some carbon buildup and whatnot, but they're really not bad for a 120,000 mile motor. The cams, everything looked good. There was no obvious leaks from the head gasket or any of the gasketing here. So other than the oil leak on the outside here from this cam actuator, I don't really see any other major issues with it. I put the crank pulley bolt back in, turned over the motor, everything moves fine even after a year and a half, whatever. So I'm not entirely sure what happened, but that's going to be the end of this one. Obviously still waiting on parts. The head's got to go off to the machine shop and everything, so we're gonna have this one here, and the next episode me and my brother will get this puzzle back together, because I've never rebuilt I've never torn down a boxer, let alone rebuilt a boxer. But get the next, I'll get it rebuilt, and then we'll get it back in here and get it running. So it's going to be a little while before that one comes. A lot of parts need to be bought. A lot of parts need to be sent to machine shops, all that good stuff. But see you next time. Have a good one.